Hi, it's the movie review, my favourite movies for 2019, and I'm doing it a bit later than normal, but well, it's now 2020, but well, I'm doing it, so there's many movies that I did see last year. As a matter of fact, it was a bit of a record again, but for this occasion, before it was the most movies I'd seen in a year was 14. For this year, for last year, yeah, for 2019, it was 12 movies I saw, and I'm still surprised by it even now, to be honest. But yeah, it got to a pretty decent start, I suppose, with when I went to see Stan and Ollie, the movie about Laurel and Hardy, and that was really decent. Didn't get a copy. One of those films that I thought, let's just see it once. So I did see that, and yeah, I really liked that. That was really decent, really worth it. And then not long after that, Cold Pursuit, the movie with Liam Neeson. I didn't know, I hadn't seen a trailer for it, so I didn't know it was like a bit of a black comedy. So imagine my surprise when I actually went to see it and I saw exactly what it was. But it was still really decent, you know. It was based on a Norwegian film, apparently. So that was the second one, and both were excellent. Loved them both. Then there were like many more that I found out about. Pet Sematary, the remake of the movie that was made back in the 80s, I think it was. Yeah, based on the Stephen King book. That was really decent. Yeah, I'm not getting a copy. I didn't get a copy, but I did love the movie. Thought that was really great too. Great, brilliant ending. Very, very dark. And yeah, so it continued on from there. And of course, after that, well, this was it was also the year for a fourth Toy Story movie, which I had my doubts about, but I did trust Disney. And when I went to see it, well, I've done another video about this, so it was more than worth it. Toy Story 4 was excellent. It was actually an outstanding movie for the year for me. Really touching, really great story. It was just really well done. And yeah, I nearly broke down crying a few times near the end. By now you probably have your own times when anyone else out there probably did the same thing, so you probably might know what I might be talking about. But yeah, Toy Story 4 was outstanding, really, which is pretty impressive for a third sequel, you know, for Toy Story 4. So they've not dropped the ball once, which is quite impressive. After that, yeah, that was my fourth movie for the year, but I knew there were plenty more to come because I'd heard about them around about the spring, sometime like that. So I knew there'd be quite a few. And yeah, the next one after that was one which I wasn't actually going to see, but then I was looking at a couple of bits and pieces of it on the internet, on YouTube, and I thought, hello, this might be actually pretty good. I think I might give it a try. So I did actually go and see. It had to be a late showing of this film. I went to see Anna, a new film by Luc Besson, who I'm not much of a fan of, I'll be honest. But yeah, I thought that was actually really... In fact, I liked it so much I bought a copy. I bought a US edition of that. I only saw it the once, obviously, because I just caught it. You know, it was a late showing, and it was actually the last day it was showing, and after that it was pulled. So in Bedford, you know, it's at the moment. So it's not surprising that these films don't exactly last long at the cinema. So that was really worth it. Annabelle Comes Home was after that, and I had hopes for it. I always take a film at face value, but that was brilliant. I did love it. And at the end I realised why I think they made it. Because it's pretty, you know, everyone probably who's seen it by now must know that it was, I think it was a tribute to Lorraine Warren, the real life Lorraine Warren. Because she recently passed away at the grand old age of 91, I think she was. So I say, yeah, good for her. Yeah, good for you, Lorraine. Yeah, the real life paranormal investigator. You know, one of the two Warrens. Many films have been made of their files. So particularly the Annabelle ones, of course. So that was really worth it, and I also got a copy too, US edition. So that was great. After that, there was another one I tried, and it was apparently, I didn't know it was a second sequel, but I ignored that. I just wanted to see it for the film itself. I'd seen a trailer online. No, it wasn't. It was when I went to see one of the other early films. I think it was either Anna or Annabelle Comes Home, and I'd seen a trailer for the next one, and I thought, well, my instincts just loved it. I just thought, I've got to see that. That looks really decent, and it turned out to be an absolute belter. I'm talking about Angel Has Fallen. I loved it so much. Yeah, I got a copy, US edition. Yeah, I ordered it. I got it. I saw that 3 times at the cinema. For me, Angel Has Fallen was the best film of the year. No doubt about it for me. Yeah, I know there's Toy Story 4, which was outstanding, but as far as I'm concerned, Angel Has Fallen was also pretty much outstanding, and yeah, for me, that was the best film of the year. Absolutely loved it. It was brilliant, great set pieces, and it was a real cracker of a movie, and I just loved it. Yeah. So yeah, Angel Has Fallen, the outstanding film of the year for me, best film. Then they kept on coming. There was a Crawl I saw after that, which I wasn't going to see initially, but I thought, why not, give it a go. And it was a pretty decent monster movie. A couple of the alligator ones, in the base, in the crawl space. And from producer, I think, Sam Raimi. And so it was a no holds barred, good old fashioned nuts and bolts horror thriller. And it was really damn decent. So I don't think I'll be getting a copy still though. My jury's still out on that one. I don't quite know yet. So yeah, I'm leaving that for the moment. But maybe in time I might change my mind. But yeah, I'll see about that one. Really decent, so who knows. Then came It Chapter 2, which I went to see. And in all honesty, I kept on forgetting about that one. So yeah, I did keep forgetting about that on occasion. A mate of mine was really looking forward to it, but I don't know, my instincts just, I weren't so sure it was going to be that great. And when I went to see it, my initial reaction was, it was pretty damn decent. Of course they were all adults in the chapter 2. But then I kind of changed my mind about it, because it didn't have the greatest of openings. Did not like the opening. It was pointless. And if you see it, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But no, I was not that impressed with It Chapter 2. I kind of changed my mind about it, because I only wanted to see it the once. I didn't have any inclination to see it again, which I did with It Chapter, the first one. Yeah, It Chapter 1, I saw that twice, but It Chapter 2, no. Once was more than enough, and I thought, well, that tells you something, really, doesn't it? The only thing I liked about it was that Beverly and Ben got together at the end. I suppose it was all about childhood fears carrying right through your adult life, you know, the fears that you always carry with you into adulthood. But I don't really think that made for a very strong chapter. It still was best when they were kids, really. So it went on a bit too long. A mate of mine actually said of it that it was almost like a remake just with adults, which I thought was a very good point. So It Chapter 2 was not great, no. It was brilliant for one showing, but apart from that, I wouldn't bother with it again. So there was that. Then there were the last few films of the year. Rambo Last Blood was next, and that was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I thought Rambo Last Blood was excellent. I'm definitely getting a copy when that comes out. Many might say similarities with Taken, maybe, but it's its own film, so never mind comparisons. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. And after that, the last two films of the year, of course, funny enough, they were both Disney. For a long time, many months before, I'd seen the trailer for Frozen 2. And the funny thing was about it was a brilliant trailer, didn't give anything away, and it told you absolutely nothing, and it made you want to see the movie, which is what trailers should do. It was a very short trailer as well. But seeing it was excellent. And the funny thing was that I knew I could see it when I went up to Glasgow. Went up to Glasgow for my birthday. So I thought that'd be the second time you've been able to see a Frozen movie up in Glasgow. So that, again, pretty good timing. But it was the second time I got to see it. It wasn't the first time. So technically I wasn't seeing it for the first time in Glasgow. I was seeing it for the second time in Glasgow. But I did see it here, and it was, again, brilliant. But I didn't see it again until I went up to Glasgow. So that was also worth it. Brilliant. So I've seen it twice. And Frozen 2 was excellent. Yeah, really well worth the wait. So, which brings me to the last one for the year, which was Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Which I've seen now. I saw that in Glasgow, and I'm going to see it again down here in Bedford. I'm going to see it for a fourth time. Yeah, I saw it 3 times when I was up in Glasgow. It was outstanding. Absolutely loved it. And I'm definitely going to get a copy of that, hopefully. So that was 12 movies, and not one of them was less than excellent, really. Back in 2009, when I had the previous record of seeing 14 films in 1 year, every one of them was, well, it wasn't the case of every one of them being brilliant. There were about 4 or 5 which weren't that great. So I guess this year, the year's 2019's films have kind of outdone that. Yeah, because not one of them have been less than excellent, really. Including It Chapter 2. No. That just didn't hold up. Just wouldn't hold up for another showing for me. So that's the only reason I didn't bother. But yeah, what a year for movies it has been. So I am wondering what the next year is going to be like, 2020. I don't know. There were a few films actually which I didn't see here. I don't think they came to Bedford. So there was one called Trauma Centre, which is a Bruce Willis movie, but I don't think that came here. So I wasn't able to see that. But when that comes out on Blu-ray or something, I'm definitely wanting to check that out. So there's 1 or 2 that got away. Yeah, but the ones I did see, really amazing. Yeah, loved them all. And yeah, it got off to a great. It was got off to a great start with Sam and Ollie, and it finished with Star Wars Episode 9. I still think they're going to continue with them. I don't think they're going to end it there, but we'll just have to see what Disney do. So yeah, pretty amazing time, pretty amazing year for movies for me. Still surprises me that I saw so many. But well, I guess I just have to wait and see what comes in the next year. If there are some great ones, then good. If not, well then, no problem. Kind of been a bit spoilt this year for the past year for movies. So no, I wouldn't say spoilt. Just quite a few haven't come out. That's all, and that's really what you want. But you never know what might be coming out. So here's hoping for a few really decent ones in the year to come. So thanks very much. That's all from me. Bye.